Welcome back. In this video, Rachel and I will demonstrate how to facilitate the energy types embodied cognition review technique. Later in the video, we'll also model how to facilitate strategies for the exploring sound energy with the instrument extension activity. We suggest using these activities with lesson 4 of the SABES curriculum. Again, for this demonstration, I will be playing the role of the teacher and Rachel, the student. Here we go. Okay, class, let's collaborate to develop a gesture or hand or upper body movement for each type of energy. Let's start with thermal energy. Remember, thermal energy comes from heat. It's the energy that makes things warm or hot. When something feels warm, it is thermal energy. This energy can be transferred from one object to another through a process like conduction, where heat moves through solids, or convection, where heat moves through liquids and gases. Thermal energy is important because it affects how things feel and how they change temperature. What is a hand motion we could use to remember the meaning of thermal energy?
Well, when I rub my hands together when I'm cold, I notice they warm up.
Exactly. So when we rub our hands together, that will be our gesture to remember thermal energy.
Follow this same process for each of the energy types until your class has an agreed upon gesture for each. Use these gestures throughout the unit when you are teaching to facilitate repeated rehearsal of the idea and to help students establish long-term memory. Now, let's consider facilitation strategies for the Exploring Sound Energy with Instruments extension activity. This is a great opportunity to engage in information that will also serve as strong prior knowledge for the students' second SABES unit of the school year, Music to My Ears. When exploring sound energy, explain to students that sound comes from vibrations or waves moving through a solid, liquid, or gas. To help us understand this concept better, we suggest showing the included video called Sound and Vibration. Do you hear what I hear? After watching the video, gather various objects that produce sound, such as musical instruments like we have here, bells, whistles, or regular classroom materials like rulers and rubber bands will work too. Next, divide students into small groups and rotate through each station. Students will have a few minutes at each station to explore and discuss the sound-producing objects, from the instruments like we have to the classroom materials. Make sure they pay close attention to the pitch, volume, and other characteristics of the sound. We'll show you what we mean.
All right, I have a musical instrument. This is called the djembe. And I'm first gonna let you hear the volume of this. Volume means dynamics, loud or soft. For example, and what about pitch? This is a low pitch. Do you have a high pitch?
I do. I think my shaker will make a higher pitch, right? A higher, not necessarily volume, it's not necessarily louder, but the pitch will be higher.
Let's see.
Right? Okay. Would you describe that as a higher pitch?
Yes, let's see. Let's compare it.
Okay, ready?
Awesome.
To explore this further, facilitate the centerpiece extension of the game. Have students stand in a circle with one student in the center. The student in the center must identify the direction of the sound and explain how they can tell, focusing on characteristics like pitch. Again, we'll show you what we mean right now. Okay. So for this example, I'm going to play the role of the student in the center of the circle. So what would be in my classroom, my peers standing around me in a circle, and one of them is going to play some music using their classroom materials or their instrument, and I'll need to determine with my eyes closed or covered which direction the sound is coming from. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by covering my eyes, and my peer, whenever you're ready, go ahead and play the music, and I'm gonna try and determine where it is coming from. I think it's coming from right back here. Am I right?
You are.
All right, let's try one more. Now I can tell it's coming from over this way. Am I right?
That is correct.
Great. Have your students take turns playing the role of the centerpiece and allow them to get as creative as possible with exploring pitch and volume and how that impacts identifying where the sound is coming from in the classroom.
For students with an auditory processing disorder, being the centerpiece in this game could be challenging. To support these students, consider providing additional cues or gestures to indicate the direction of the sound. This will ensure that all students can fully participate and benefit from this lesson. By incorporating these hands-on activities and games, we can deepen students' understanding of sound energy and enhance their learning experience. Join me in the next video for more brain-targeted teaching strategies.